So there are no videos on YouTube. I can't find any instructions anywhere. So as I have zero experience with DIY, let's see if we can put a guide to fixing this to that. So it'll probably be easier to jack up the car while we do this. Okay. Yeah, perhaps not. So I'm missing one tool. So annoying to have to drive 30 miles for one tool. So, a few things that we do need. We need an 8mm socket set, a 10mm socket set, a T30 star socket set, some pry tools, and with this being Florida and everything wanting to eat you, borrow this because there are fire ants and wasps everywhere. And with it being Florida, home of alligators, get a radar light. I guess maybe really small alligators. So the top section for this couldn't be simpler. You have a weather strip, comes right off. That simple. One, two, three, four, five, six. So underneath, I've already started taking them out. We have one, two 8mm. We have these which will come out with a pry tool. Here we got this side, that side, for holding this into place, and then I don't know if we'll have to take this off, probably. Well, there's about 50,000 down there. Alright, so for these you literally just need a trim tool. These things will come right out. Oh, incidentally, the reason we have all this road rash is thanks to our hardest parking lot. But luckily for me, they're the ones that pay for the M2 conversion kit. Okay. So what we're also going to do is we're going to remove all these 8mm screws. As you can see, there's quite a lot of them. And then that way we can also clean up any crap that's left underneath this. About 50 ant bites and 3 wasps things later. There we go. Alright, so what we have is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one back there, 6. One here, 7. One here, 8. So let's get to it. So after what feels like an eternity, we got this out. So this bolt right here, which essentially connects to this, is actually a 10mm, whereas all the others are 8. We also have quite a few of these little rivets that we'll have to get rid of too. Oh, you better be worth it. Alrighty, so now we have all these bolts off. This one right here was visible. These other 2 up here were not. So now we have to disconnect this. And we have to disconnect this one. Now these ones are on the passenger side. on the driver's side, we do have the outside air temperature. Just a word of warning, when you do disconnect that, and if you start the car, you will get a check engine light. So just be a little bit mindful of that. This will disconnect in a little while. Let's go to the driver's side. So, I believe I have all the clips off. So we shall see. And that is that. So, what we're going to do now is, first of all, we're going to clean this all up because it looks like crap. I'm going to spray this white. And what I'm also going to do is going to clean this up, and I'm going to do a very, very light spray on this and the intercooler, and that was very light spray just to make it black. Alright, so when it comes to this bumper, we're taking this and this out. We're going to be taking this off, which is pretty easy to come out. So this is one of those little mechanisms. And as for the grills, they just pop up and out. Real simple, he says. So these are just on little clips that come right out. So these little clips we'll just push out, because obviously we're going to use the grills again. And obviously we don't want to damage any of those. Whoops. Okay, last thing on this bumper we're going to do is we're going to take this off, and we're going to replace that on the new front bumper, because I don't think it came with those. And like everything else, it's just little tabs. Really simple to get off, really simple to put back on, but I am going to clean them first. Alrighty. Now what we can do is clean this up and sell this on eBay for $100 or so. So obviously a paintbrush isn't strong enough. Fire brush is too abrasive. So I find a shoe polishing brush works perfectly, just to get any dead bugs or anything out of there. Like I said, we're going to spray this and do the bottom too. So in order to replace this shroud under the intercooler, we do need to take this off too. So this is also held in up here. So the new bumper compared to the old bumper only has a couple of areas, like 2 for these to go on. So This new bumper only has like 2 spots for these to go on compared to the 10 for the old one. This was loose, so I've done the old redneck trick of holding that in place. We'll see how it goes. Now, these things snapped on, but they were difficult, and I will be honest, it isn't a perfect fit. But unless you're super close, I don't think you can really tell. Alright, let's try and get this on. So it's definitely getting there. Still got a few things to do. But shit, I'd spend the $500 and get it professionally fitted. So as far as I can tell, there aren't any other installs on YouTube for this car for that. So it's doable, but it really is a pain in the ass.